morning. Welcome to Quilt with Kathy. So good to see you. Donna is here from North Carolina, Carla from Oklahoma City, and it's still a little cooler. I know you said it was last night too, Carla. Linda, my friend from New York, you got in early this time. And Gene Brooks is here from Mount Vernon, Washington. And there's my friend from northeastern Arizona, a warm northeastern Arizona. Hi, Monica. Monica joins us from Illinois. It's so good to see everybody. We're going to try and get through three templates tonight. I want to try and do a couple of things with the first one, and then we're going to move on. Hi, Allison. Allison is joining us from Southwest Florida. Hello, welcome. Good to see you. So, tonight we have Circles on Quilts number 28. Now, this if this looks familiar to you, it I guess it should. This is very similar to some of the ones that we've done already as far as this is concerned. But what I want to do is I want to take a look at how we can embellish this center, okay? Little bit of free motion maybe will do. And let's see what works really well. I did not set up for a template tonight. Um, I was going to pull the paints out and I decided that it's we need more time. We just need more time. And I already had scheduled for 3. So this is our Circles on Quilt Spinning Wheel 28. And you always can tell what how you need to set up your your reference lines by the number on rotations that's etched in here. Now, if I remember correctly, and I may not, but if I remember correctly, we have to do 16. We're going to make 2 complete rotations here, and that will bring us to our 16, and we do need a pin. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to set the pin here right in the center like we're supposed to. I'm going to start at the top center, which will be our first reference line. Let me see how you're seeing me in here, okay? I want to make sure that you've got there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to stitch from here all the way around to here, and then we're going to move our template. And this is the reason we have to go around more than one time. It's quite large. You're gonna make it's gonna make sense in a second. I'm using this side is A and this side is B. I'm turning it upside down so that you can better see it. Okay. Mary Lou's here. Hi, Mary Lou, another Floridian. Oh, yes. Okay, here we go. Going to got my okay, I didn't know if I had put my feet down or not yet. My foot. And we're gonna pull that out. And yes, I am using up a bobbin, but it is full, Jan. It is full, so we're in good shape. Okay. Taking my first stitch in place and off we're gonna go. What's really nice is this is a great beginner's template. Okay, it's got very gentle curve to it. We want to go with smaller stitches when we do a large curve or a small curve. And when we have um, when we when we have a peak on the end like this, we want to have a hesitation stitch. Hi, Cactus Deb. Good to see you. Bailey's waiting at the vets to get her shots. Oh, those poor animals. They get so many shots. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back down to the opposite side of the template. And you see that this template leaves a lot of room to embellish it, to template it, to put some free motion in it. And I just lately have had the bug to do free motion. So I'm going to kind of try and work that into some of our templates. I want to get this thread out of here because I think I have a half a spool. There we go. It's always in my way, kind of like my dog underfoot. Okay, so we are going to use 16 lines, but what we did is we did our first rotation on line 1, and we're skipping line 2 and line 3. We're putting our vertical center line. And what you're going to notice, well, hello, is that there's an etched line here that is going to help you ensure you're in the right place. If the etched line is like this, it's obvious you're not in the right place because the foot is out of alignment with the template, and so is that beautifully etched line to give us hints to where we need to be. I personally count on them. They're very good to have. We're going to do our second. Oh, I got stuck there for just a second. And we're going to go hesitation stitch at the top and come back and down. Again, great beginner template. And remember not to push. You don't want to push your foot. You don't want to push the template. Okay, again, we skipped 2 lines and we're going to stitch on the third. So we are going to go around this block 3 times to complete the design. And it's kind of fun doing this one because you see it forming. Right now, it looks cool, right? But we can't close this design on the first 2 rounds. It has to be you have to go through all 3 rounds to close the design. And I'm going to show you here in just a minute what I mean by that, okay? This one ends up looking so much like a sunflower. I love it. Okay, skip 1, skip 2, we're on 3. And here we go. Take it nice and easy. Hesitate and back down. This template does not have an A, B etched into it, but it's so easy. This is A, this is B. Okay, so now we're going to skip 2 lines and you'll see where we come up. Right here is why I say you cannot close this template. Okay, let's bring it in here so you can see it a little better. Okay, here's where it starts, here's where it ends. We can't put another one in between because it's still not going to close the design. So keep going with the template. Just trust the template. I know that I say that kind of a lot, but I've learned over time the template knows better what I need to do than myself usually. Hi, Maureen. How are you? Good to see you. Okay, there we go. We're going to go ahead and focus. And here goes our second round. I could sit and do this one all night. What I love about this one too is if you have, say, um, a pinwheel block or something like that, where you're going to have a really big buildup of thread in the center. These templates are awesome because you don't stitch in the center. So these templates are really good for those types of blocks. This is an 11 and a half. I'm not sure if this particular template comes in different sizes, but a lot of them do. They'll be very similar, but maybe a 9.5. I know there's one that's a 5.5. So you really do have nice variety to choose from. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm checking here each time on that etched line because I want to make sure that I'm getting things in the right place. Kathy, hello, it's so good to see you. Kathy's joining us from Texas. Great state of Texas. Huh? Okay, here we go. This is our second round now. And I know that because I've got 2 out of those 3 skipped lines are going to be completed when I get all the way around on this one. Okay, now if we decide to do, any free motion, or something in the center, that will kinda negate the advantage to doing this on a block that's maybe, got a lot of buildup of fabric, a lot of seam in the center. But one trick I like to do is you can always stitch a 2-inch or a 1-inch circle around that center, and that way you're not going to have to go over that hefty seam allowance. 'Cause I don't know about you, but anytime I can avoid those, I avoid them at all costs. Our machines are good, and there's tools that we have to work with those types of seam allowances, and I always forget to pull it out. I always forget I've got the jig. All the jig is a little piece of plastic, and you put it either before and or after the big thread or the big, seam allowance, and what that does is it keeps your foot even so it doesn't skip stitches. It works very well. It really does. Purse makers have been using that for years. Are any of you all gonna go to the, quilt show in Houston this week? I think it starts Wednesday. They just got done with the quilt international, market, and then they're switching over today, I think, and they will have the quilt show and the vendors ready to go, I believe, on Wednesday. If you're looking for new machines, there's always really great deals at that show. Okay, 1 and 2. And of course, you get to see some of the most beautiful quilts ever. I did get a sneak peek at some of them earlier today. Oh my gosh. The one that is the grand champion is amazing. If you don't get to the show, there's going to be a lot of people who will be filming there and sharing it. So definitely take the time to watch it. It's definitely worth it. Okay, we're almost through this guy, and this is our third time around. So what's going to happen this time is we're going to close this design. And there's such big, beautiful areas to do different embellishments in. So here is where we began, right here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be closing that design and we will have all 16 of the reference lines stitched out. Okay, just my hesitation stitch. And here we go. Okay, we are ready to show everybody how beautiful this template is. I do believe there's a couple sizes of it, I'm not sure. But there it is, the whole thing, the whole enchilada, as they say. And I love it. I see opportunity. I'm going to show you a couple things that I would probably do with this template if I were using it on a rather plain quilt. If you're using the templates and you're doing it on a very busy fabric, adding stitching and stuff like that, it's not going to show. So if you have a more plain fabric, then coming back and doing more stitching would definitely help to spice it up. I think that's a good word, spice it up. Don't forget to push thumbs up for cat. Oh, Ronnie, thank you. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. I really appreciate that. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to do something on this outer petal right here. And it's not going to be hard. It's just going to kind of spice it up a little bit. And we are all great quilters, so I know that we are all capable of doing this. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to make straight-ish lines, okay? They're not really going to be straight. They're going to be straight-ish. And I'm going to just curve when I get to my line of stitching, and then I'm going to come back and put another one in. And I hope that this looks what I'm thinking it's gonna look like in my mind, okay? Thank you, Ken. He just let me know I'm out of frame, and I don't wanna be out of frame. And I'm gonna pull you in closer too, to actually see what I'm doing. Okay, okay. Carla, yes, you can ask me. I can you give me a call after we're done tonight? Um, I don't mind putting my phone number out there because everybody has access to it anyway. But it might be easier to discuss it one-on-one. Yeah. Okay. Donna, I got it. Thank you for letting us know. I really appreciate it that you do, you guys. Okay, we're gonna come back down now. Um, because my computer is off to the side. And that's one of the reasons I love having Ken here. He says he can tell me those things before we get too far. Okay. So you see what this is, what I'm building here. It's just straightish lines. They don't have to be perfect. Goodness knows I'm not perfect. I don't think I've ever quilted a whole quilt perfectly, but this is just something that it's easy to get from one petal to the other. You don't have to break thread. Just a little, now, if you really want to make it special, you could use metallic thread in here and it would just sparkle and shine, wouldn't it? Okay, so now I'm just gonna come over to the next petal and we're gonna go for it for another one, okay? I'm just using my fingertips to move the fabric. And I think that because I started first in free motion, I think that's why I stitch slowly. Because to me, free motion, you don't want to stitch it at full speed. Okay. It's too easy to get a major oops in there. And none of us like a major oops. I call this matchsticks. I have no idea what the real name of this design is, but to me, it does look like matchsticks because they're so close together. And I'm just going to finish this one up. There. Huh? Okay, hang on, Ken. Okay, there we go. Just a fun little embellishment. And it does a couple of things. One of the things that it does too is it gives dimension. If you see, like I've used the same color thread, it kind of pushes those areas back a little bit. I'm gonna pull it out so you've got a better view of it. Right there, I guess, is the best. Okay. Oh, you had asked on 906 quilting. Okay. Yeah, I don't get in there every day. So, but it's if you could call me, that's the easiest. Okay, here is my phone number. There we go. Yeah, it's right. Sometimes I give it to people wrong, not on purpose. Now, if you wanted to fill this inside up, but not totally up, you can always take your circle, like I had said before. There's my circle. I knew it was here. You could do a small circle if you want, or you can do a decent sized circle. I'm going to do a decent sized circle. And we're going to line this up with the stable tape on the downside. Okay. Remember, we're pretending that there's a whole buildup of seams there. So we don't want to, there we go. We don't want to sew on that. Okay, so here we go. This is a 2-inch circle. You can use any size all the way around. Facebook has been giving us a lot of fits lately. And I do put it on for Facebook, but it doesn't mean that they are going to do it. I don't know why StreamYard and Facebook are like trying to mix oil and water. I am so sorry. Pardon me? Priscilla? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what the answer is. It's been giving us grief for several months now. And yeah, it's just not good. It's not good that they can't keep their platform working properly. Okay, so here's the big old circle I put in, and quite honestly, just the circle alone looks good. I mean, it really does help set it off and close the whole design in. But what you can do is you could come with just a little bit of, there we go, a little bit of making squiggles and wiggles, and we call that stippling. Okay, and just a few around this would work nicely, just coming up a little bit into into the pedal, but not all the way. Now, another thing I think I would really like to do, and I think would look very nice. I'm almost out of frame again. Whoops, there we go. Is to take our smaller circle and where did it go? It was right here. Ah, there it is. Okay, so we could take our smaller circle here. We've got a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch. And I'm going to take the 1/2 inch and come over here. I'm going to use the circle that's there, and I'm going to put half of this circle on top of it. There we go. Lining up on the, make sure you got this. Lining up on the center here and the center over here will give us half a circle. And I always love this design. It's so, you think it's going to be really hard to do, but it isn't. These small circles, I have found, if you keep your hands relaxed, these small circles are just so easy to do and they'll turn out beautiful for you. So, you want to practice it. There's no doubt about it. But once you realize how easy they are to do, I know I wanted to put them in everything. when I first got there. Okay, so I'm not gonna go all the way around. Alrighty. So you can do this little embellishment on it too, and I think that looks very sweet, very sweet. So there's a lot of things. I love to mix up, um, use more than one template. When I sit down and choose a design, it always helps if I look at where there's negative space. And with this one, it's obviously in the center, but these are all negative spaces as well. And by putting just this little bit of stitching in here, it pulled that back and it gave this design a whole new dimension. So that is one thing that we can do with our free motion stitching, or use your straight ruler there to do it, and we'll go from here. Okay, C Miles so she could see it on both platforms. Um, yeah, I see what Priscilla said. She doesn't think it's a live presentation. I don't, this, like I said, Facebook has just what it tells us is an error has occurred. This stream was deleted on Facebook. And was this stream deleted on Facebook? And no, I did not delete it on Facebook. Absolutely not. But yeah, which one are you watching? See? Pers- Yeah, it could be one that was uh, recorded and played later. And that's the other thing I noticed that sometimes some of the educators when they go back, they're on Facebook to watch again. So I don't know. I am not a techie, guys. I am not a techie, sadly, or goodly. I'm not sure which. Okay, so the next one we have, again, we're using a pin or a tack. I called a pin, I don't know why. I'm going to stick it in from the right side. And when we do that, remember, it just moves those fibers aside. It does not cut the fibers. I know that one evening there was a discussion on that and there was some concern. But your fabric, your quilting cotton, will go right back into place after you take the tack out. Okay, I'm really trying to get this centered. There we go. It was a job. It was a chore, but I got it. Okay. Okay, C Mills said that the Facebook link brought her to YouTube. And that I'm glad about. At least it gets you here, C Mills. C. Do you prefer C or C Mills? All right. Spinning wheel 29. This is a goofy looking one. It really is. We're going to start and stop at the same point. And that point is going to be right here. Okay. So we're going to come up and we're going to come around and we're going to come back down, I believe. Let's take a look. There is, this again is an 11 and a half inch, again, 16 rotations. This one, we're going to go all the way around, though. We are not going to, think what we're gonna do. Okay, pull our thread up. Oops. I want to turn it because I want you guys to see what I'm doing here. Okay, we do have etched lines too that will tell us where we need to be, which is always a good thing. And here we go. We're going to do it just very similar to what we did with the previous template. We're going to come up and around. You know, this actually is not a difficult one to do either. I would say a confident beginner, and depending on how well the beginner works, it may be able to be used by a beginner. I'm going to stop here at the bottom because what we're going to do is we're going to turn this template again, skipping over two reference lines. And there's our lineup right here. It gives us a beautiful lineup. Now, if we, no, we can't go in the other direction. Okay. I just wanted to verify that. I didn't think we could. All right. So here is going to be our second rotation. Nice. Hesitation right here. Be careful going around this curve here. That is a curve that would easily be fallen off of. Okay. And we're going to stop at the bottom. We're not going back over here. We're stopping right here and staying there. And then we're going to skip one, two rotations. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay. My tack got caught. One, two, and we're going to settle on the third rotation. So, oops, what's going on here? There we go. And again, 16 rotations, 3 times all the way around. I'm just kind of curious, how many of you have um, these circles on quilts spinning wheels, any of them? And do you find you use them often? We have one that I know you use. There we go, number 3, because it came in our starter sampler set. Whoops, 1, 2, and 3. It stopped me again. Hmm. Okay, here we go. And around we go. Around that curve again. And we're going to stop when we get to the bottom. Okay. And I flip around. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I know it is. Yep, I know it is. That's what's going on. Okay, so how do I turn this without that tack hitting the bottom? I have to turn the whole thing all the way around, and now the tack does not hit the bottom. Um, some machines, and my 301 does the same thing. S- he Ken says he'll put it on a grinder and grind the corner off of it. Okay, here we go. And I do think, if I'm not mistaken, one, two, we may actually close this design on this rotation. And then we would come back and do more, but let's see, I could be wrong. I do have to adjust my foot. You know what? That does close it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this off just to show you. There we go. Oh, I've got a gate on this one, so I'm just gonna cut the thread. If you want, you can stop this design right here. I personally don't think I would. It's not cute or anything. Okay. I would want to go back and do the other rotations. So I'm going to come here and set that tack in again. Come on, you. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my foot down where I finished that, which was right here. Because how do we move to the next line, right? That would be my question. Oh, there we go. Needle down, pull my thread up. Right, the foot is loose. That's part of the problem I'm having. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's put this off now because otherwise it's in my way and that drives me. I'm not OCD, guys. Really, I'm not. It just drives me crazy. So this is where we ended right here. And you'll see right here is where our line is. So now what we want to do is we want to just go this far because we want to start another complete rotation. I am just going to take a couple small stitches into the corner. That's all you need to do. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our second complete rotation. Not only that, I have no, you guys didn't miss anything. I'm stitching without thread. My machine came unthreaded and I didn't even realize it. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna rethread this puppy here. There we go. There we go. Pull some extra thread out and pull my bobbin thread up. I had to say it, Ken. No, it's full. It's just not long enough to come up. That's all. Hemostats work wonders. If you guys don't have one of these, it really is helpful. I used mine all day today for different issues I was having. Okay. This is the disadvantage to being live. If I were filming this, I could edit all of this nonsense out. What, Donna? Yes, it's live. It's not Saturday night, and I'm not a comedian. Well, I'm pretty funny to look at, but that's about it. Okay. And yes, I do make fun of myself, and it's okay. All right, there we go. Now we're in frame. We can see what we're doing. I just, uh, I made sure we were, what is that I'm trying to say, Ken? Focused. Thank you. Well, at my age, tend to have a lot of them. And it's not because I want them. It's just what happens to us. I'm okay with that. Okay, so now we're going to switch this way. I'm going to move, and now my tack is not in the way. It'll get in the way as I go around. Yeah. So a good way to take care of that, just lift your presser foot. Make sure your needle is down. Ken said saw the tack down, but you need a sharp point to get it through that fabric, honey. Yeah. Ken said cutting the tip off would not be an issue, but getting it sharp again might be. It's gonna hit here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my foot up. There we go. I now got past the tack and put my foot back down, and we're all set. I'm glad when we solve a problem. It said I need a Dremel. I have one actually. Haven't used it in a long time. I had a Dremel when we were in Arizona and I was decorating gourds. I used it a lot. I really did like doing that. You know what, guys? On the last rotation, I messed up. I skipped three, I skipped three reference lines. I did. So that's why it made it, okay, so I did this one just now, right? No, I did this one. So I want to come one, two, and if I come over here, it's going to, let's see what we can do to fix that, or if I can fix it. Okay, so we're gonna come here. Okay, so this is the shape that we're looking for. Okay, there we go. How's that, Ken? One, two, here. There we go. So part of this is going to be okay, but another part isn't because I goofed. I skipped 3 lines and I should have only skipped 2. I got distracted. I had a senior moment. Yeah. Ken said, "Don't follow us. We're lost." I think he meant it for me though. Okay. So this is the shape that we're looking for. 1, 2, 3. Lift that foot up. Okay, yeah, it's nice and secure now. And you'll see right here is where I missed. Oh, I just got off of the template again. I looked at the clock to make sure we have time to do the third one. Ken says I've only got time if we are good at running over an hour. 1, 2, here. Maybe this can be redeemed. No, this is what it's supposed to look like right here. There we go. Hesitation and bring it back. So what's going to happen is the inside is going to be off a little bit. 1, 2, and 3 is where we need to be. Whoops. Who did I kick? Oh, it's pacing time. Okay, Ken. They know it's time. Thank you. So Ken said I'm allowed to keep going. That's a good thing. We're going to see how we do here. I think it's going to be okay, guys. Okay, needle down, really, foot up. 1, 2, and 3. This is the one that's already stitched. So I'm going to come back 1, and I'm just going to take a couple stitches in the center, and we're going to go ahead and finish up this design. Oh, okay. So hand me one, honey. Okay. So Ken just noticed my frogs, and I don't know how many over there. I thought I ordered 5. I guess that I got 5 dozen. So what these little guys do is they hold your plants onto the stakes so they don't fall down. So I'm gonna have frogs everywhere in this house. I hope Ken likes frogs. Yeah, they're for plants. That's my other, I guess, hobby, if you might want to call it that. Pardon, Ken? Killing plants? Yeah, that's usually what I end up doing. Oh, yeah. I'm not a good plant grower. I'm a good plant killer, but I try. I really do. I try. Okay, guys, I'm gonna kind of think I'm gonna. Oh, I think I only have one more to do, and then we're good. And this to me looks like little hammerheads. I don't know why that's what I see, but that is what I see with this template. But it's a cool design. 1, 2, and 3, and I think this does close up the design. There we go. Take that curve, take that hesitation. Here we've got the outside curve. It's okay. We're gonna go over it, and it's going to close us up right here. Okay, we did it. We did it, even though I kind of got one of the numbers a little messed up there, but that's okay. It still turned out fine. Isn't that cool? It's really kind of a different, not like something I've ever seen before. There, you can see it better this way. So, see, these look like little hammerheads to me. Oh, Debbie made it home. Way to go. Way to go. Okay. All right. Carla knows which one is in the starter set. Yes. Okay. So this is the second one we're showing tonight. The other one is similar, just has a little bit of a different design. So I'm going to show it to you here. And you could see it just comes over and around. And this one, you're going to come back, I believe, to the center each time. Okay, let me, and you're going to like this one because I put black lines on it. I don't know why I didn't do that on all of them. It's easier to see the black lines. Okay, so here it is. And you can see it goes from here, this big semicircle goes from here all the way to here. And get this thread out of the way. And again, 16 rotations. This is going to take for us to close that design. Okay. And through the back, right back into the front. There we go. And again, we'll start at 1, and we're going to keep our lines lined up here. And put our needle down, pull our bobbin thread up. Now, this tack might be further back on this one, so I shouldn't have the problem with the tack attacking the foot. Okay, and again, this is the orientation that I always go in. I start on the right and go to the left. Yep, that foot is loose again. Hmm, that's kind of curious. I wonder why that's happening. It happens on my Thinger 301, but I understand that because it vibrates a lot, and I didn't think this machine did that. So check your foot as you're stitching. Sometimes you just don't know what it's doing. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna turn it this way. It's the easiest for you to see it. All the way around. Okay, it's not where it's gonna stop. It's going to stop right on this line. So we're starting on line 16 basically, and we're going to stop on line 1. And then we are going to rotate and we are going to continue. So this is not one of those um, that goes in all the different order, or is it? Okay. This is a big template. So we're going to stop on this line and then we're going to turn to the next line. There we go. These are almost going to touch right here. And then we're going to take that big half circle and that little bump there. And we're going to stop on the reference line. And then we're going to just turn to the next reference line, twist our template. Okay. Okay, just checking if there's any more comments that need addressing because Ken went outside. I don't know about the rest of the country, but it sure cooled off a lot here. Round we go. Stopping on the next reference line and twist our template. Oh, this is so much easier than going around and round and round. I don't know. For me, it's just easier. We'll do half of this. We won't go all the way around, guys. I think we only need to do one or two more. I fell off of I was looking back here instead of on my template. This happens to me all the time. I know I have to keep my eyes on the template. I think it has something to do with the fact that I was born on Squirrel Day, and when I try to squirrel and do something else, I get distracted. It's never good. It never turns out good. Okay, stop right here. Our big half circle. And then come back down. Stop on the line. And we're going to do a couple more. And then we're going to have half of the um, design done. I really like this. Now, this one also would be a great design for a 12-inch block, especially if you have a lot of seams meeting in the center, because you don't stitch in the center. And those are my favorites for big blocks that are like pinwheels or something like that. Oh, goodness, excuse me. Oh, Monica, I absolutely love your thought process. So the weather will be quilting cozy. Absolutely. The plants are all in already, and we have frost tonight. So the gardens are all taken care of. Sad time of year to see the plants kind of going away, but it's understandable. Have to cut them all down in the fall. So in the spring, we get new healthy shoots. And usually I can't decide whether it's a plant or a weed. So I don't pull anything right away. Oh, goodness. And this will be our last one, guys. This is pretty. I'll be honest, I've never stitched this one out before. So I was anxious to do this tonight. I've drawn it out, but I've never stitched it out. So let's go ahead and take that off and we will see what we have. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I really like it. I'm going to turn the light off. Yeah, I think you can see better without the light. I'm not sure. But this is it. This is pretty. It's intricate and it's really feminine and delicate. That's one of the things I really like about it. So those are our three spinning wheels. Number 28, our sunflower. Number 29, that was our little hammerheads there. And number 30. I think they all are winners in my book. I'm glad I have them and I know how I'm going to use them. I hope you do too. So, thank you for coming, giving me a moment of your time. I really appreciate that. And Carla, will you be able to give me a call as soon as we're done here? I'll wait for that instead of going downstairs. I don't take just so you guys know, I don't take my phone with me and when it's family time. I leave it. So you need to leave a message and I'll get back to it tomorrow. That's just how it works. And Carla, I'm sorry I did not see your question on the 906 page. It did not alert me. So, yes, Allison, I will be back in the morning. I definitely will. 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock, no, 7, 7 o'clock Mountain Time and 6 o'clock Pacific Time. Oh my goodness. I know I'll get these things right eventually. It'll be evening in Europe and it will be the middle of the night, I think, in Australia. So, anyway, again, I want to thank you for giving me a part of your day. Time is so precious to us all, and the fact that you share with me is greatly appreciated. Okay. So tomorrow morning we are doing mini fills and I will see you then. And hi, Charlene. Charlene's in Colorado. And until we meet again, let's quilt.